Why? Why not?
It just seems so insane based on what he ran on. I mean, this is why a lot of people feel betrayed, right? He ran on no more wars and these stupid, senseless wars, and then we have one that we can't even really clearly define why we did it. It's just, nothing seems stable everywhere. Everywhere in the world seems fucked right now. Like, this is in all of my years, this seems the most unstable globally.
Words cannot explain the amount of hate and disdain I have for people like Joe Rogan. Dude, people like you are the reason he's in office right now. The fact that he can sit there and say, you know, he ran on no new wars. Now we're in the war. We can't even define why we did it. Yeah, no shit. These are things we said. While you were having him on your podcast, throwing him softball questions, we were saying to you, that dude's going to get us in a war. Then he sits there and he says, this is the most turmoil we've ever been in. A lot of things are just fucked right now. It's crazy. The world is just fucked right now because the guy you had on your podcast and chummed it up with him and said, man, he's so likable. He's like sitting at the bar with a guy. This is the kind of guy I want to have a beer with. Yeah, that's great. That's great. You want to have a beer with him? You should have just had beers with him. You should have had a couple beers with him and convinced his ass to get out of the race. Because now we all have to suffer. And you see, the problem with guys like Joe Rogan is that they're pretty insulated from this stuff because they're rich. Joe Rogan is a multimillionaire. A lot of the decisions that Donald Trump is making are hurting working class people like me and most of the people who watch this channel. People like Joe Rogan are benefiting from Donald Trump. But he wants to sit there because it's popular now, right? It's popular to be able to say, God, can't believe he's doing this stuff. Yeah, you can. You can. I think Joe Rogan is pretty dumb. But I think he's smart enough to know that Donald Trump was a bad choice, but I think he was also smart enough to know it was profitable for him.
I was wrong. This time last year, I thought I was a Trump supporter. As of today, I feel like we got fucking played, bro. We didn't vote for this shit. We didn't vote for Israel.
Oh, you got played for sure. You see, these are the people. These are the idiots who listen to Joe Rogan's show. These are the type of people who got played by all the podcast bros. You see, you may not have voted for Israel, but that's what you're getting. And that vote lined Joe Rogan's pockets and did not a goddamn thing for you. Because Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, his administration, they don't give a damn about you. So yes, you got played. You fucked around and now you're finding out.
We didn't vote to go to war with anybody. This is not what we wanted. This is not at all what the fuck we wanted. We didn't vote for redacted Epstein files. We voted for transparency.
No, you didn't. You didn't vote for transparency because we told you there was no way Donald Trump was ever going to release all of those files unredacted because we all knew that he was going to be in them. I mean, even Elon Musk told you that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files. You did not vote for transparency. You voted for Maga because you're in a cult. That is what you voted for. But this next part is absolutely hilarious to me because there is nothing more dumb than one of these Republicans who voted for this administration, who wanted all these bad things to happen to black people, brown people, the gay community, who are now out there saying, you know, this should be us versus them. This should be Democrats and Republicans against the establishment, against the swamp. Fuck you. You should have thought of that before you voted for this administration.
Republicans versus Democrats needs to stop. We need to come together and realize the bigger problem at play, that we need to protect our children and we need to protect this country, and we can worry about the other differences after. If we did that, they would be fucked. I feel like that would be their biggest fear if we all came together and said, no, we're going to be America first.
Dude, have the day you voted for. We already tried this. We're way ahead of you. You see, we've always had compassion and empathy for people in this country. We've always fought for higher wages, better working conditions, free and affordable health care, free and affordable college, all this stuff. We've always been fighting for the American people. You guys never wanted to do that. Anytime we said, hey, We should be helping people out in this country. You said they need to raise themselves up by the bootstraps. I don't want my tax dollars going to that. Now instead, your tax dollars are going to covering up the Epstein files and fighting a war for Israel. Yeah, that's what's happening because you guys decided to go out and elect him because we told you all of this was going to happen before it did. We warned you, you didn't listen, and now you're having the day that you voted for. And there were some comments on his video that I thought were great. One of them basically alluded to the fact that Kamala Harris was right about this. Kamala Harris said these things were going to happen. Everything she said during the debates with Donald Trump, during her rallies, seemed to be coming to fruition now. The things she said, we tried to echo as well, and you guys said, nah, she's wrong, that's not going to happen, that's fear-mongering, that would never happen, Donald Trump won't do that. Now he's doing it, and this is what you get. Then someone else in his comments said something like, I voted for Donald Trump 3 times and I regret those votes. And then he said, at least we're admitting it now. Bullshit. I disagree. It doesn't matter to me now that you're admitting that you were wrong. You could have figured this out before you voted for him and we wouldn't have the problems that we're having today. We're in this shit right now because people like you, people like Joe Rogan, and these other MAGA cult members couldn't freaking have the critical thinking skills to foreshadow exactly what we told you was going to happen. So at this point, I don't want to unify with you. I don't care about you. I hope you have the worst days, and it's all a direct result of the vote you decided to cast in November of 2024. Have the day you voted for, period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.